Shalom, shalom. Happy Shabbat, Kingdom family, to the 12 tribes of Yasharel, the Yahudim, the house of Yahudah. This is a day Yahuwah has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. First, giving all esteem and all glory to the Most High, Yahuwah, Ya'alawah, Rumamu Yahuwah, Baraki Yahuwah, Hallelujah Yahuwah. All praises to the eternal King. I want to come to y'all with this message today on this Shabbat, even though we resting and worshiping in the Most High. We honor Him, but I'm also here as a messenger for the people. But I'm also here to speak to those lost souls that are out here on this earth. So no matter how this message come off, those on the other end of it, you know somebody it needs you to reach, spread this message, spread this word. It comes from the mouth of Yahuwah. But before I even start, let's go to the throne with grace. Abba Yahuwah, Allah, of our ancestors and our forefathers, mighty men and women of the scriptures, kings and queens, apostles and prophets. Yahusha HaMashiach. I surrender, I submit to your will, your plan for my life, Father. I'm grateful and I'm thankful with all humility. As I decrease, that the Ruach HaKadosh increase, that the words that I speak come from you and your words, not by my strength, not by my might, not by my power, but your word, Father. Let it wake up the minds and the hearts of the children of this lost generation, no matter where we're at on this earth. Let it prick the hearts and the minds of your people, of your children, to wake them up, to give them strength to stand in this time, because we need you, Father. We need you in a mighty, mighty, mighty way. Be with those who are struggling, trying to find a way to make it out of the wilderness, Father. Be with us, lift us up, give us the courage to stand on your word, not to shrink down, not to give in, but to stand on your truth, to live in your truth, Father, to walk by faith, not by sight. Delays are never denials, for your words is yes and amen. So, as I decrease, Father, you increase. Be in this video, be in this algorithm, that it reach those from the smallest to the largest, from the mighty, from the rich to the poor, from the wealthiest to the broke, busted, and disgusted, and the destitute. And I'm grateful and thankful. Amen. Brothers and sisters, sons and daughters, I'm on a subject that's very, very touching to me. It has something to do with sagging. Yes, that old favorite thing that people like to do. Walk around here with their booty showing, with their underwear showing. They think it's a badge of honor. They think it is hood. It's gangster. It's an identity. And it's something to wear with a badge of honor. I am here to destroy that, because I have authority to destroy it, to bring it to the surface of what it truly is, what it really means. So if you have listening ears, open it up, and like I said, spread this message along to those young men and women that's on these corners, that's leaving their parents' house. You parents, pass this to your sons and your daughters, and you take note as well. Grandparents, I know you're trying your best. I know you ain't got the strength like you used to have. But you know what? The Most High gives us strength. He fights our battles for us. So, all right. This is going to be titled The Scroll of Deliverance from Buck Breaking, a.k.a. sagging. and the restoration of the seed of Yasharal. This is a trumpet to awaken the sons and daughters of Yaakov, meaning the sons and daughters of Jacob. All right. Get your notes. I'm going to try to go through this as quick as I can, but as efficient as I can. All right. Buck breaking was not only physical oppression. It was a demonic ritual of identity, desecration, designed by the enemy to break the covenant line of Yasharal, to invert dominion, and to spiritually castrate the strength of the men of Yaakov. We're going to pause right there for a second. Let me rewind that. Buck breaking was not only physical oppression, it was a demonic ritual of identity desecration, designed by the enemy to break the covenant line of Yasharal, to invert dominion, and to spiritually castrate the strength of men of Yaakov, the seed of Jacob. Okay. Buck breaking started with your slave masters, your ancestors' slave masters. So you young men and women, let me ask you a question. Those with the Black Power movement, those with the Black Lives Matter, those that be saying forget the police, those who are looking for a 40-acre and a mule, those who are claiming this and claiming that, you Crips, you Bloods, you folks, you drug dealers, and everything else that's out here. How do you feel about your ancestors, oppressors, these slave masters? Okay? You answer that question. How do you think what they did was right, justified on this earth? Okay. Buck breaking basically started with your slave masters' homosexual tendencies to demasculate the black man after whipping him and beating him, having sex with him in his derriere, in his rectum, in his anal canal. Basically, he was raping men, boys. They started with the strongest. They broke the strongest one. Everybody else will fall in line. And if they don't fall in line, they'll get it too. So when their homosexual slave masters, their friends came around, they see the slaves, the ones that couldn't pull up their pants because it was so painful. It hurt. Blood was involved. Their dignity was stripped. We was already stripped of our language and who we are. But to break them, to make us to submit and surrender, and for them to have dominion over us, this is what they did. They violated your ancestors and your forefathers. They were sagging, so it didn't start in prison, but it continued throughout generations. This was a generational trauma. Plain and simple. Boondock said it best. Tom was afraid of being anally raped. Your slave master was annually raping your ancestors, your forefathers, the ones that were sold into slavery, the ones that came in here with yokes on their neck. Okay? It was powered by ancient witchcraft, humiliation, and generational trauma, aiming to erase the remembrance of Yahuwah from our seed. Yet Yahuwah, our Alawah, declared that the seed of Yaakov, which is the seed of Jacob, cannot be destroyed, for his covenant is everlasting. You black men, you black women on these streets, no matter what city, state you are, no matter what country you live in, this is what they did to our ancestors and our forefathers. Reason why it happened that way, because we as a people forgot our place. We forgot who we was and who we belonged to and who we served. We got in this position because of our disobedience. People, Deuteronomy 28, 1 through 15. The barakahs mean the blessings for obedient children. 16 on speaks of the disobedience. What was going to happen to us as a nation? We are a nation. We are a peculiar people. When the statutes, laws, and commandments of the Most High was passed down for us to walk in his ways, to worship him, to depend on him, we lost our way. Our ancestors and our forefathers before us lost our way. They did the ways of the world. They married strange wives. They practiced customs. They did pagan rituals. They did everything. They started divination. They did all this stuff. They ate pork. They did, well, some of them did, some didn't. I don't know. But what I do know, we would never have been in this mess. We wouldn't went through what we went through throughout history if our ancestors and forefathers wasn't rebellious. And it spoke on that throughout the scripture, throughout the book. This is who you are. Black men in America thinking this and this and this and this and this. Fight the power and everything else. Descendants from slaves. You were original Hebrews. You're from the tribe of Yehuda. The tribe of Judah. The seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Part of the 12 tribes of Yasharal. These are generational curses and generational traumas that's been put on us, and it's being played out strongly in these dark days. You have a lot of men walking around thinking they women, sashaying around with their purses, with their tight pants, with their halter tops, with their makeup and stuff like that. Men walking around like women. And you got the women so thugged out, so butched, buying parts in the store just to sleep with women, thinking they're men. Generational trauma that's been in this bloodline, that's been passed down from generation to generation to generation. Let's clock it. For Deuteronomy 28:48, therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which Yahuwah shall send against thee. See, when we was disobedient, it was written for us this was going to happen to us. And it happened to us. Which Yahuwah shall send against thee in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and want all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron. Your ancestors came to this land in chains, in ships, Some of them jump ship, can swim. They'd rather die to be in chains. Some of them, just think about it. I know y'all talking about, yeah, I couldn't live in that back in that time and all this stuff, but at the time, the covering of the Most High was removed from the people when we was a nation, when we was powerful. He spoke on these things when his time was going to come. So people's being rebellious. So he had to manifest himself in flesh to come down here to be that bridge and that gap to restore the people back from sin, from rebellion, the lost souls, those who were under witchcraft, under demonic attack, under oppression, under tyranny, those who were lost. His mission was not to abolish the laws, but to fulfill it. He took on those curses and paid the price. But at the same time, we're here. For Lamentations 5:13, they took the young men to grind, and the children fell under the wood. For Joel 3:3, and they have cast lots for my people, and have given a boy for an harlot. What is the definition of a harlot? What do most of y'all women, y'all call each other? Or some of you mothers call your daughters when they lose their virginity? Or some of y'all been cursing you, speaking curses over your children, your grandchildren, and everything else. What is a harlot? Now, we were sold, the young boys, the young men, as harlots. So we were sold as prostitutes, and the women were sold for wine. So that said, the women didn't have no value, and let's treat the men how we treat the women. Let's rape them. Let's take their manhood from them and everything else, right? Psalms 83, 2-4. For lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people. They really thought this stuff out. This is how they was going to break us. The seed of Yaakov. And consulted against thy hidden ones that have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation. A nation, a house divided will not stand. You are a mighty nation. You are a peculiar people. You are set apart. You were made for Yahuwah. He wrought those statutes, laws, and commandments for you, and you alone. Why do you think we went through all these stuff we went through over these years, these decades, these centuries, generations after generations? Okay? That the name of Yasharel may be no more in remembrance. They don't even want y'all to know who you are. They didn't want y'all to know who y'all are. They want y'all to be everything else but who y'all truly are. And who y'all truly are, y'all are sons and daughters of the eternal King. You are a set-apart nation. You are a peculiar people. You are the house of Yahudah, the Yahudim, the 12 tribes of Yasharel, the seeds of Yaakov, the seeds of Jacob. This is who y'all are. Okay? They don't want you to know that. The more you be rebellious to the Most High, the more you don't know. You may think you know, but you don't know. All right, let's get back on track. The spirit of butt breaking is Beelzebub. The spirit behind butt breaking is Beelzebub. The ruling principality of sexual perversion, humiliation, and domination. It operates through witchcraft, mind control, trauma, and shame, seeking to suppress masculine priesthood and silence prophet identity. Let's pause it right there. I'm going to read that. Let's go back. The spirit behind buck breaking is Beelzebub, a ruling principality of sexual perversion, humiliation, and domination. It operates through witchcraft, mind control, trauma, and shame, seeking to suppress masculine priesthood and silence prophetic identity. We are children of the Most High. We are called to be priests, prophets, kings, and queens. We've been placed under a curse so bad our own people hate ourselves, hate our own people. So they operate out of Beelzebub, they operate out of the adversary, they operate out of the identity of the devil, Sabal, Satan himself. We know about divination, witchcraft. It is an error. But let's get back on course. But Yahushua HaMashiach came to reverse the curse and to restore kingship, purity, and dominion. He came to free his people, to free their minds, free them from witchcraft, from demonic attacks, from being rebellious to the Most High, to restore kingships and dominion. That's what he came to do. And that's what I'm here for. To let you know who you are and who you belong to. And what you're doing is not of the Most High. I don't care if you're a pastor in the church sagging your pants. I don't care if you're a deacon sagging your pants. I don't care if you're in a choir stand sagging your pants. I don't care if you're a woman on these streets sagging your pants. I don't care if you're a man sagging your pants. This is who y'all are. This is what your slave master has done to y'all. They carried that spirit of Beelzebub, buck breaking. This is where it started from, when they was having sex with the slaves. Their slave masters was having sex with the men. They was raping everybody. They didn't care. They was raping men and women, boys and girls. Homosexuality. Isaiah 61, 1-3. The Ruach of Yahuwah is upon me, because Yahuwah hath anointed me to preach good tidings unto the meek. He has sent me to bind up the brokenhearted, to proclaim liberty to the captives, and the opening of the prisons to them that are bound. You still got this prison mentality. You're still bound to this world system. This world system told you can sag your pants. This world system told you that you was available to get rammed up your butt. The system says that it's okay to be rebellious against the Most High. They sit back and laugh at you. like that movie Carrie, and not speaking on demonic things and stuff like that. But they're saying they all want to laugh at you. This is what your oppressors doing. They're laughing at the drug dealer on the corner. They're laughing at the prostitute. They're laughing at the pimp. They're laughing at the drug users and the drug abusers. Laughing at these rappers and these celebrities. See, they didn't think it would get in their bloodline. Now you got these other nation kids following suit, sagging, and they think it's cool. But if they knew that this was sagging actually truly means, they would never have followed suit. If you knew, talk to my brothers and sisters, my sons and daughters, my elders alike. If you knew that sagging started from your slave masters to break the black men, to destroy their masculinity, to keep them from the Creator, to torment them, to oppress them, to have mind control, their sexual perversion of a demonic deity, spirit, that your oppressors who they serve and worship, do you think you'll be walking around here sagging your pants? I don't think you would. You think your ancestors are smiling and their forefathers, these people, these generations, you think they smiling upon you, thinking like, hey, look at the generation after us. They are doing what we laid the foundations for? No, they're not. No, they're not. They're not pleased with it. They suffered. And y'all think it's a fashion statement? And I know that some of y'all don't care. I remember kids saying, this is my identity. That is not your identity. This is how we express ourselves. So basically you express yourself saying you like to be rammed in the butt, right? I'm going to say it. It may not sound right to people, but I hope we're waking up their eyes and the ears to your spirit, to your heart and your soul and your mind to get you to understand that that is not of the Creator. You won't respect, but you didn't even respect yourself. You don't even respect your bloodline. You don't respect your lineage. You don't respect the Creator. We are made in His image and His likeness. Do He think He wants His children walking around here sagging their pants? But we know, but those who are rebellious to Him are not His children. He's calling His children back, but how can He have a relationship with you? How can He flow through you when you're constantly being rebellious? You constantly in bonds and chains. You had a yoke around your neck. You're constantly being oppressed. You're mentally oppressed. You're spiritually oppressed. You basically having those generational trauma. Why you think homosexuality, lesbianism, the alphabet people are running rapid and they growing at a rapid rate because of the generational trauma that these people, your oppressors, put upon your family, your bloodline, generations before you. Because they operate out of the spirit of Beelzebub. They carry that demon. They passed it on. They passed it on. But our people, let's clock it, when we operated out of that, when we married strange wives, and we did eating unclean things, we're just being rebellious to the Most High, this is what happened to us. He said it was going to happen to us. And it happened to us. So, when you wake up, you keep wanting the government to answer you, to fight for you, to pay you reparations. The only one that can save you is Yahuwah, Yahweh. He's the only one that can save you. Excuse me, people. Yeah. This is the definition of sagging, y'all. But Galatians 3:13 and 14, Hamashiach hath redeemed us from the curse of the law, being made a curse for us. He bore those curses. He bore those curses, those generational curses. He had to put it upon him for he can redeem us back to the Creator. If it wasn't for Him doing that, we'd still be lost. That the barakah of Abraham, which is the blessing. Everybody know blessing. When you bless, sprinkling blood on demonic altars, witchcraft altars, this is what they do. So it's Baruch, or Baraku, or Barakahs, whatever you want to say it, how you say it. Okay? Of Abraham might come on the nations through Yahusha HaMashiach. For Ezekiel 37, 5-6, thus says Yahuwah unto these bones, behold, I will cause breath to enter into you, and ye shall live. I'm thankful that He breathed His breath upon me to wake me up to the nonsense that's going on this earth. Woke me up to the truth so I can speak it to tell you on the other end of this. It's time for y'all to know exactly what it is. Stop sagging your pants. It is disrespectful to the Creator. You're disrespecting Creator. That means you're disrespecting yourself. You're disrespecting your bloodline. You're disrespecting the people that came and paid the way, that took on that pain and that trauma that's been passed down for generation to generation. When are you going to break it? When are you going to decide to stand up and break it? It has to end somewhere. I declare and decree that it's already ending. People are waking up to the truth more and more every day, and I will not walk around here. I understand people are walking around here without no belts, without any suspenders, and those who don't have money, no means. I'm here to break those generational curses. People, it is time. How long y'all going to sit back on the sideline and be a buffoon and be entertainment to your oppressors that really don't care about you, that give y'all a couple people a few breadcrumbs? They come to your rescue when you're in trouble, when you really pledge your allegiance to them. They'll show up because you made them your master. You made them your mighty one in your life. Some of these celebrities that's in trouble, now sold they soul. Some of these, your entertainers that started out, now they in confusion because they married strange wives. How do you think witchcraft is for? These people know witchcraft. To keep you oppressed, to keep you bound, to keep you in chains, to keep you shackled, to keep you from knowing who you are. And they will continue to do that. It won't stop. And unless He wipe them out. And those who rebel against the Most High, those are going to be wiped out too. Anybody can get it. Say, come get these hands. The hand of Yahuwah, your Allah, when His hand move, when His wrath, when His judgment, when His vengeance come, are you going to be ready? You're going to be on that side? I'm just going to be rebellious. I don't care. I'm going to sag my pants. I'll be disrespectful. I'm going to smoke. I'm going to shoot them up. Bang, bang. I'm going to cuss this. I'm going to steal this. I'm going to worship this and this and this. I'm going to idolize this and everything else. Some of them been given over to a reprobate mind anyway. So some of them, it is too late. But those, you need to wake up. It's time. Okay? I decree that every demonic ritual of humiliation is reversed by the blood of Yahuwah and the blood of Yahusha. In the mighty name of Yahuwah or Allah, I decree that the covenant of shame is broken and replaced with the covenant of dominion. I decree that the men of Yasharal are rising as priests and kings. I declare that the women of Yasharal are restored as queens, nurturers, and pillars of virtue. I decree that every altar of trauma, molestation, slavery, and manipulation is burned by fire. I decree that the spirit of Beelzebub, perversion, domination, and identity confusion is cast out of the land of Yasharal. I declare that our seed, our sons and daughters will walk in truth, power, purity, and covenant. I decree that the Ruach HaKodesh fills every empty space, every builds the tabernacle of David that has fallen. Isaiah 54:17, no weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper, and every tongue that shall rise against thee in judgment thou shalt condemn. This is the heritage of the servants of Yahuwah, and their righteousness is of me, saith Yahuwah. Obadiah 1:17, but upon Mount Zion shall be deliverance, and there shall be holiness, and the house of Jacob shall possess their possession. When you come out of this falsehood, when you come out of this false identity, when you take out those identities of shame and oppression, of tyranny and rebellion, of dominion, they place this upon you. They say it's okay for you. They laugh at you when you walk around here in your house, sagging and everything else, smoking a blunt in your house. Just because the government made it illegal, you was getting locked up, you was getting beat down, you was getting sickness put on your head. This government, this is what they was doing to you when you were smoking weed. Weed was never meant to be smoked in the first place, people. It's a herb, it's a plant that's created by the Most High. It helps heals your body when you're sick. When you're sick, with the fruits and vegetables and the greens that's on this earth. When you know, you know. So when you're smoking these things, you're altering your mind, and you also open up portals into the spiritual realm, these demonic things. It is a chemical warfare. You're under spiritual warfare. This is what you're in, a spiritual warfare. The government had their hand on that, and they taxing, and they say it says legal for you to smoke, get high. And you got people just rolling up anywhere and everywhere, coming around people that don't smoke weed. It's cool to smoke weed, but they being oppressed by demons. And they don't know no better. By the authority of Yahushua HaMashiach, we seal this scroll in the blood covenant that cannot be broken. We declare that every broken lineage is healed, and declare that every emasculated spirit is revived with the line of Yahudah, with the line of Yahudah's roar. We declare that the seed of Yasharel shall no longer serve their oppressors, but shall stand as the royal priesthood of Allah. For 1 Peter, but we are a chosen generation. We are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, a Kadosh nation, a peculiar people, that ye should show forth the praises of him who have called you out of darkness into this marvelous light. For Jeremiah 30:10. Therefore, fear thou not, O my servant Yakub, saith Yahuwah, neither be dismayed, O Yasharel, for lo, I will save thee from afar, and thy seed from the land of their captivity, and Yakub shall return and shall be in rest, and be quiet. That word, be quiet. And none shall make him afraid. When you return to Yahuwah, people, meaning when you surrender to the Most High, you shall, don't be all up in their face and blah, 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 blah. Be quiet and let him vindicate you. Let him restore you. Let him heal you. You can't do this on your own. You can't do it by yourself. You ain't got that power. You ain't that gangster enough to suppress your enemies and make your enemies bow down. You don't have, I don't care You think you got military? You think you got artillery? You think you got arsenal? You ain't got nothing compared to what your oppressors have. They've been oppressing us for over 400 years, but that time is up though. But you put yourself in the line of fire when you open up your mouth, when you walk around here acting like this and acting like that, knowing that the Most High is going to fight your battles for you. We've been under this generational curse for years, for decades, for centuries. It's time for us to wake up and get back in line, back in alignment with the Creator. It is time. How long are you going to be rebellious? How long are you going to go and sit on these corners and smoke these blunts and sell these drugs, drink this alcohol? How long are y'all going to be rebellious? How long? Do you care about your life? Do you care about your family? Do you care about your generation? Do you care about the people that pay the price before you? What's going on, people? Isaiah 52, 1-2. Awake, awake. Put on thy strength, O Zion. Put on thy beautiful garments, O Jerusalem, the Kadosh city. Shake thyself from the dust, arise and sit down. Sit down somewhere. Sit in your authority. Sit in your shalom. Sit in your joy. Sit. O Jerusalem, loose thyself from the bonds of thy neck. When you smoke, when you drink, when you just operate out of this and that, sagging your pants. When you stop acting like that, you are free from it. Once you know the truth and the truth will set you free, you wouldn't do it. You wouldn't do it. Now you know that these homosexual slave masters that raped your ancestors and forefathers that came through the same generational trauma, be that generational curse breaker, that trauma that has been put on your bloodline, time to break it. I don't know about y'all. I break it. I declare and decree it. By the authority that's given to me, I break it. I break it. It's been broken. It's been written on the tablets of the Shamayim. I declare and decree that the children of Yasharel, that these trauma bonds is no more. Are binding cats to the pits of hell, to the lake of fire, never to return. I rebuke Beelzebub, the way he oppressed our people, our oppressors. Witchcraft. Denounce it. The blood of Yahusha speaks better than a curse, a hex, or a spell, generational trauma, anything else. You are declared free. I said y'all are declared free by the authority that's given to me. Y'all are free. But you have a choice in the matter. Faith without works is dead. You got to put in that work. That means you got to surrender and submit to the Most High, because if you don't, you'll be on the losing side. Which side y'all want to choose? It's time to make a choice. It's time to make a choice. You're going to walk in light. You're going to walk in light. You can't serve two masters. You can't say, yeah, I go to church, but I'm still going to roll up. Yeah, I serve, I shout, this, that, whatever, but I'm still looking at sister so-and-so or brother so-and-so and like, they don't deserve this. I hate them, and they don't deserve that woman, that man. I'm stepping in. I'm taking over. Their kids, this and that, this and that. It's time to get out that mess. Stop being rebellious. Stop being rebellious to the Creator. You're up under witchcraft. Tell you one thing. I know what I'm talking about. Been there, done that. Made it out. Because the hand of Yahuwah of my life, I had to learn how. But I'm here. I'm not supposed to be here talking to y'all today, but I'm here. There's still an empty grave. The pit they dug for me just says it's not occupied by me anymore. It was never occupied by me. They wanted it for me. So, been through the storm, been through the rain, and still came out on the winning side. I'm not bragging, I'm not boasting, people. I'm just telling you, I know my Father, and my Father knows me. He set me apart. He made me peculiar. He knew me before I was conceived in my mother's womb. He sent me here to wake up you. to restore you, to bring you back to self, to help you know who you are by surrendering and submitting to the Most High, Yahuwah, Allah. He is worthy to be praised. He gets all the glory. He gets all the esteem. He Yahuwah that heals us. He fights our battles for us. I'm just a willing vessel. I'm just a willing vessel. So I know what it's like out here. I've been through it. A lot of people don't understand. They still up under a curse, under witchcraft. Some were self-inflicted. Some was been done by the people that was born into. Some was done by this world. We carry light, people. Don't you know they feed off of our energy? They feed off of us to keep us bound and pressed, just to give us enough, a little, just to feed off of us. Then when they suck out the energy dry, they discard you. But light and dark can't coexist, people. This is my time. I'm here, and I'm not going nowhere. And so, it is what it is. I can only control what I can control. That's it. I release, I release, I release, I release. I let go, I forgive. And I release them to the hands of the Creator. Regardless. So at the end of the day, I hope this will debunk sagging, that it is cultural, that it is a badge of honor, that it's a political statement, that it is a straight hood. This is my identity. This is what I carry. But you carrying the shame, disrespect, emasculation, dishonor, oppression. You wearing dominion on your oppressor's dominion over your life. This is how this homosexual slave master, when they came in, when they intermingled, they know which slave that they can rape, get their nasty rocks off. Yes. This is what sagging means. So you got these men walking around here, they seeing these young men and women sagging, they're like, oh yeah. So they like it like that. Knowing that you don't. Knowing that you really would get down and you will kill somebody that try to come at you like that, right? You will beat them down. You will beat the mess out of them. If you knew what sagging, what they really think about you when they see you sagging like that, just think about it. Every time you walk around that house or walking outside, and these people, these elites, they're looking at you and laughing at you at the same time. Now their generation, their kids, they don't even care about them. They don't care. Long as you, they ain't on that side. I can care less about them. They don't care. They don't care. They don't care about their own. If they don't care about their own, you really think they really care about you? No, they don't. So, I hope this message has reached the hearts and the minds of this lost generation, generations before them, and everything else. Sagging is wrong. It's disrespectful. It's dishonorable. It's distasteful. It lets you know that you don't know who you are. You don't know how powerful you are. You don't know who you belong to. You just is out here just as dumbfounded, lost, sick as your oppressors that put this on your bloodline. You know, sometimes the truth hurts. But once you know the truth, and once that truth settles in, you're going to be like, okay, I need to change this because I'm not going to identify myself like this. I'm not going to disrespect my ancestors and forefathers. I'm not going to disrespect my Creator first. Then the people that came in this land, stop worrying about the 40 acres and the mule. Get yourself right, for you can go to the land that He has for you, that has been promised to you through Yaakov, Jacob. It's better to have that than have 40 acres in the mule.